Okay, people, it is 7/24, 2025. Welcome. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everything outside and in between those two parameters. It is I, Crown Fool. I like bowed when I said that like an idiot, and I watched with my own eyes how dumb my model looks when the camera loses tracking. Um, it is 7 p.m. I've gotten home from my jobby job, my full-time job. I know, unfortunately, I have to work a full-time job. I had just something that I was going to talk about. Oh, in the background? Okay. So I always forget to discuss what I'm doing in the background. In the background, I'm making references for the OCs that I redesigned because I tried to draw them 4 days ago and I hated the design, so I said I redesigned them. And then I designed the outfits and I kind of tweaked their hairstyles slightly. But now I'm gonna draw like actual, like nice looking references of them, and that's what's happening in the background. Okay, I haven't done it yet because I literally just got home, so I wanted to record this before I forgot and then do the footage in the background so that like I don't know what my thought process was. I don't know what my thought process was, okay? Um, I've had the most bipolar day possible. Okay? So this morning, very heartwarming, lovely, lovely morning, great morning. Had a very sweet comment on one of my videos. It was very sweet. Anyways, freaking emotional about things. So that was like a great morning. And I responded to it like before work, and then on one of my breaks, I responded to a second like follow-up comment they had. Um, I'm not saying their name out loud, but do know I have their username memorized. I just feel like that's like slightly weird if I say it out loud. If I say it out loud, who they are. They know. If they watch this, they know. Anyways, so I had a lovely morning. Beautiful, sweet, darling morning. And then I knew all earlier this week that I was going to be in trouble with my boss. Like I had messed something up and he just, um, for my job though, they are required to have a second manager present during any meetings. Um, as like a, so there's no he said, she said, or like just to make sure they're not like, I think it's like an HR thing. I don't know. Anyways, but all week, so normally, like, I can tell when I'm in trouble at work or if I've messed something up because my boss gives a certain vibe and I know his schedule. So if he's like not adhering to his schedule, um, I'm like, you guys seeing this? You guys seeing this? Anyway, so I knew I was going to be in trouble. And I knew going into the meeting when I saw the other person, I was like, oh, yeah, this was coming. This was coming. So that was horrible. It was pretty horrible. It's not my fault. I know I messed up and made a mistake, so it is my fault. I'm not blaming them for that or anything. They're just doing their job because I failed to do my job. It was minor. Minor. It's not like crazy I'm going to lose my job. Hopefully, knock on wood. Literally going to knock on every wood surface around me right now. Um, hmm, but things have been just a little touch and go all week with my boss, and I've been like, I've not been calling him out on it, but I just know. I just know. Like, bro, I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. I can read the vibes. So it's like I had a really good morning, and then literally like maybe 30, 40 minutes after I got back from my break and had like seen the comment, I was in trouble. I was called into a meeting. So I've had a very bipolar day. Day is what I mean. It's been like really good, really bad. I mean, the rest of the afternoon was fine. I didn't cry or anything. It's whatever. Um, I kind of just chilled at work, got off work. I've been home for like a very short period of time. I've ate dinner. That's about it. So things have been life. Hulk Hogan died today. If you're watching this later and you didn't know this, and this is how you find out, I hope that's hilarious. Ozzy Osbourne also died just a couple days ago. Um, so the men that a lot of older men idolize are just dropping like flies. And I like Black Sabbath. Yeah, that is the way in which I said Black Sabbath out loud, and I was like, are we thinking of the right band? Yeah, Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne is Black Sabbath. Hulk Hogan is WWE. Okay. I literally had to fact check myself because the way in which I said it out loud, I was like, that's not right. It was right. I'm just second guessing. I have imposter syndrome, probably, most likely. Uh, was Hulk Hogan in WWE or is he in the other? What is that called? World Championship Wrestling. Oh, what is that other like 80s? Hold on. 80s wrestling group. I grew up around with a lot of wrestling stuff because was it at the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance? I don't remember because I grew up with my stepdad who was obsessed with wrestling and WWE. And so that's kind of I know things. I'm not that educated. It's not something like I'm actively interested in, but I did grow up around it and watch a lot of it. Um, so I was like, wow, that's kind of really sad. That's kind of really sad. Uh, I mean, that's death for you. Anybody who dies, it's depressing. Um, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this. Now I'm sad. Why did I do this to myself? I've talked myself into a corner. I do this all the time. How much time do I have left to record? Like, okay, I got like 10 minutes. I have talked like not at all. Um, the hmm, what to do? What to do? I've been reading fan fiction today. It's not been anything good. It's all been piss poor. Actually, one of them has been okay. I sometimes read the fan fiction that I know is bad because it's entertaining. I like a little bit of, I like a little bit of entertaining. Okay, I like a little bit of entertaining. I really need to fix. I was thinking, okay, so this reminds me of another thing I want to talk about. I will get back to the fan fiction thing later if I remember because it's less entertaining. Um, Iron Mouse's new model, the nun, the warrior nun, I think is what she called it. Oh my God, is that so pretty? Oh my God, is the rigging so good that it made me hate the rigging on my model? Technically, okay. So this is only like the fourth model I've ever rigged, and this is rigged by myself. So the rigging's based on my temperament, and I know rigging takes a lot of time and patience. And patience has never been one of my virtues. It has never been one of my virtues. So there are some corners cut with my model. That's why I don't take my mask off too often. Why I don't take the little, even though I think my eyes are prettier this way. I think they're prettier. You can see them better without it on. It's because I have my blush rigged so that when I smile really wide, my blush, I essentially rigged my blush wrong and I just haven't fixed it. Also, there's that hole besides my hair that I haven't fixed because I'm lazy. I'm lazy. I'm sorry. I'm an artist, but I'm lazy. Um, Let me just, yeah, I could just put on my mask, my other mask. I have two masks because I had to, and just like not mention. You wouldn't even know unless I pointed these things out. Maybe I don't know how close you're paying attention. Um, and there is an issue with my eye where one eye closes way more often than the other. That is not the rig. That is the tracking because I don't have a good camera that's good for tracking. It's mediocre at best. Um, and also just not very good at tracking my mouth either. But like, I'm poor, so what can you do? Either way, I need to fix it, and I've been meaning to fix it. I'm just lazy. I also I'm scared sometimes when I'm in Live 2D. I'm just like, wow, this is a lot for me to handle. But I've wanted to anyways fix the rigging because I saw the model. I don't remember who rigged it. I know Iron Mouse mentioned it out loud in the video. I don't remember who rigged it, but the rigging was just so immaculate. This is also only a half rigged model, by the way. I did not rig the legs. There are legs. Hold on. Let me unlock my model. There are legs. Ta-da! I do have legs on my model. They're just not rigged, so you notice the arms and the waist and everything move, but my legs don't. Okay, so my legs don't move. And I wanted to eventually learn how to do that, but I'm just scared. And I have this thing where if I don't get something, if I'm not, a leftover of I was never a gifted kid, but just shy of the mark. Like I got tested to be gifted and I was just shy of the mark. And that kind of like was weird. Like I was treated like I was super incredibly like I was super smart, but I wasn't a gifted kid. I was just above average. I was just above average. And so it like created this weird thing in my head. I don't know. I internalize it a lot. I don't know. I don't think I should have been tested to be gifted in the first place. I think just because I remember this, so a woman said this to me in the doctor's office when I was a child. Okay. I don't know how old I was. It was before the age of 10 because I think I was tested in, oh, I don't know actually. Okay, it was in my old pediatrics office before my pediatrician retired. My first pediatrician retired, the one I had since I was a baby. Anyways, so I know it was somewhere before the age of 10. It might have been literally 10. But a lady looked at me in the eyes and said, complete stranger, by the way. She prompted the conversation with my mother. She was like, "Oh, is your kid gifted? They really look gifted." I don't know how this woman clocked. Okay, I will admit I was a very nerdy looking child. I've had glasses most of my childhood and still do. Um, and I was frumpy. That's the best way to put it. It's not a cute child. Either way, now that I'm thinking about it in retrospect, I don't even think she thought that I was intelligent. I think she just said, "Nerd, clocked my ass." Now, that changes like everything now I've thought about it. You know, like sometimes where you have to like you think of a memory from your childhood and then you as an adult are able to reframe that and be like, "Oh, I'm just stupid." Oh, that's the actual context? That's the actual context? Genius right here. Genius right here. Actually not because I'm he was never intelligent enough to be gifted, but I was above average intelligence. If I distinctly remember from the testing, by the way, I have issues with like visualizing things in my head, but certain things will stick incredibly sharp in my mind if they were miserable. Um, so it's a miserable for me experience for me. Um, I can see the results paper in my head. I can't read every single word on it, but I remember the way it was like laid out with the boxes and everything. And if I remember correctly, it was because of English. Because of my reading and language skills, which if you don't know about me, I grew up with I had a mild speech impediment as a child, and my reading was incredibly delayed as well. Um, like in second, third, and I think part of fourth grade, I had to have remedial reading lessons because I was not reading at the correct grade level. Once I caught up, I like I'm I caught up and I read literally all the time. It's one of my favorite pastimes. I have always had a very advanced reading level after I caught up, but like there was a very interesting part of my childhood, you know, where I was like so smart but also so incredibly dumb at the same time. I don't even know. Um You can still kind of hear. There's certain words that I still struggle with, and some words where I have to try it a couple different times before I can actually pronounce it correctly. And you'll notice sometimes I say certain words just slightly weird, or I'll, like enunciate the weird parts of the word, or I'll like switch the vowels sometimes. Um, that is a leftover from that. The only word that I know personally that I know that I cannot say correctly is pizza. That's Pizza, by the way, pizza. I don't know if the mic picks it up as well, but like know that I'm pronouncing it almost like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. How did Pisa? Pizza? Pizza. The only way I know how to say the word pizza correctly, and that's me trying hard, is if I pretend that there is a T in pizza. I don't know. Otherwise, I just say pizza. It's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. Anyways, that wraps up my little timey time. I'm gonna go draw my OCs and have a great time with that. You go do your stuff. You go do your things. You got it? Okay, go out there. Bye.